So in the last class, we started with the module number 4. So in that particular module number 4, we have studied about WDM, that is called as what wavelength division multiplexing. So in the wavelength division multiplexing, how the things are working and all we are going to see. So this particular WDM scheme, we understood that how the wavelength division multiplexing is happening. There will be n number of inputs and n number of outputs. Okay. So n is to 1 multiplexing and 1 is to n demultiplexing is going to happen. It's very clear. So a transmitter 1, transmitter 2, transmitter n, up to transmitter n we have taken. So in the receiver side we have taken receiver 1, receiver 2 and receiver n we have taken. So well in that case the wavelength multiplexer and wavelength demultiplexer are arranged on either side of the scheme. Okay, in the transmitter side, wavelength multiplexer is required. In the receiver side, wavelength demultiplexer is required. So between these two multiplexers, and multiplexer and demultiplexer, we will be having the optical fiber. So why we need optical fiber? Because we are transmitting the optical signal. So in order to transmit the optical signal, we require optical fiber. So since optical fiber will be having some losses, attenuation losses, scattering losses, okay, dispersion, ISI, so many things will come into picture. In order to avoid all those things, we are going to use the optical amplifier in order to make the signal in a correct way.
Okay.
Yarapado, yen beko? Who is that? Fine. And later we understood that what are the important concepts and all which are related to the optical it is WDM scheme. After that we understood that features of WDM. So here important advantages or features of WDM: capacity upgrade, transparency, wavelength routing and wavelength switching. So all these 4 parameters are the features of the WDM. Okay, so here these particular features are the advantages also. Okay, when you compare these features with other multiplexing schemes. Okay, so this particular WDM has having some of the best features. Okay, what are the best features? Capacity upgrade, transparency, wavelength routing and wavelength switching. Okay, so now after we understood the next concept called as what passive components. So now for implementing WDM, the various passive and active schemes to combine, to distribute, to isolate and to amplify the optical power at different wavelength. So here the passive components are mainly used to split or combine the optical signals. So these particular components operates in optical domains. So passive components don't need external control for their operation. As I told you, here don't confuse with the energy. They require the energy. They don't require the external control because the components have been designed and manufactured in such a way that, okay, we don't need external control. They themselves operate fine. That is what the condition. That is what the understanding we need to make sure. Okay. So after that, we understood that passive components are fabricated by using the optical fibers by planar optical waveguides. So here commonly required passive components are N cross N couplers, power splitters, power taps, and star couplers. Okay. So commonly used now. So we'll be talking about the passive components. So what are the commonly used passive components which are present? So what are the passive components which are present? N class N couplers. So coupling means what? Taking the signal from the input end and transferring to the output end. Okay. So this is called what coupling. So power splitters. Power splitter means what? Exactly. The power is going to get divided. Okay, that is called what? Power splitters. Next, power taps. Power taps means what? We are going to stop the power. Okay. And when we require, we release that particular power. Okay, that means what? We will stop the flow of power and we will release the flow of power when we require. That is called what? Power taps. So like the tap in the water. When we close the tap, water cannot flow. When we open the tap, water will flow. Similarly, power taps means what? It is a process or it is a phenomena where power which is flowing will be stopped at one particular point. If we require that particular power, we will release that particular power. That is called as what? Power tap. And next is what? Star couplers. Star couplers means, star means what? Many input, many output. Okay. So here many input and many output passive component, this particular star coupler is the fundamental, okay, so mother of all the passive components. Why? Because most of the passive components are derived from the basic star couplers. Most of the components are derived, most of the passive components are derived from the basic star couplers. So a star coupler can perform combining and splitting of optical power. Star coupler can perform combining and splitting of optical power. Therefore, star coupler is a multiple input and multiple output port device. Multiple input, multiple output port device. Clear? This is the last thing, that is 2x2 fiber coupler. So here it is having 2x2. That means what? 2 input, 2 output ports. Okay. So in that particular 2 input and 2 output ports, the input power is P0. Okay. The throughput power is P1. The coupled power is P2 and crosstalk is P3 and the reflection back. Okay. The any particular wave which is reflected back, that is called what? P4. That is called what? P4. So here L, the length of the fiber or length of the passive component which is bent towards the input side. Similarly, the same length L is bent towards the output side and which is not bent. Okay, the waveguide which is not bent, that is called what? Width W we have taken. So up to this particular stage we have studied, taken the diagram also. So we'll see one by one what are the meaning of all these things. Please make a note of this one. A device with 2 inputs and 2 outputs is called 2x2 coupler. The figure 7.1.2 shows 2x2 fiber coupler. So here you can see that 7.1.2 figure name. So here 2 inputs, 2 outputs are there. That is why it is called as what? 2x2 coupler. That's all. The input and output port has long tapered section of length L. So obviously long tapered section, the length, as I told you, it is L. The input port is also having the long tapered section L. Output is also the same thing, long tapered section L. Okay. Input and output power has long tapered section of length L. So now we have tapered section gradually reduced and fused it together to form the coupling region of length W. So where exactly the coupling is going to happen? Okay, so that particular region is there, no? So that particular tapered section is gradually reduced and fused together to form the coupling region. So that particular coupling region, entire coupling region will be of length W. Will be of length W. Is it clear? So that is what exactly the thing here, construction details. So in this particular construction details, the next thing we need to understand is what? The input optical power port is P0, throughput power is P1, coupled power port is P2. Similarly, crosstalk port is P3. Input optical power, throughput power, coupled power, crosstalk power. Okay, and power due to the reflection is P4. So this particular P4 will be available in the input optical power port only. Will be available in the input optical power port only. Okay, just make a note of this one, all of you. So once you take on this one, we'll move further. So here you can see that the gradual tapered section determines the reflection of optical power to the input port. Hence, the device is called as directional coupler. Hence, this particular device is called as what? Directional coupler. The gradual tapered section determines the reflection of optical power to the input port. Okay. So hence the device is called as a directional coupler. That means what? It will be passing in one direction. So a gradual tapered section, the length L, determines the reflection. Okay, the very minimum reflection, very minimum. So that particular tapered section is there. No, it will avoid the reflection. Okay, since it is avoiding the reflection, we can say that this particular device is called as what? Not only the coupler, it can also be called as what? Directional coupler. It can also be called as what? Directional coupler. The optical power coupled from a fiber to other dependent on the optical power coupled from on fiber to other dependent on. The first one is what? Axial length of the coupling region, where the fields from fiber interact. Second one is what? Radius of the fiber in the coupling region. The third thing is the difference in radii of two fibers in the coupling region. So these are the three factors where the optical power coupled from the fiber is depending on. Okay, so you make a note of this one. The first parameter is what? Axial length of the coupling region. So second thing is what? Radius of the fiber in the coupling region. The third thing is what? Difference in the radii of two fibers. See, in this particular coupling region, we have taken the two fibers. Okay, we have taken the two fibers. So this particular two fibers radii is very, very important. That is also one of the depending parameter. The difference in radii of two fibers in coupling region. After that, writing this one, please write this one, all of you. So after this, after you writing this one, we'll go further. So once you take this one, we'll go for the next one, that is performance parameters of optical coupler. Performance parameters of optical coupler. So in that particular performance parameters, so we are going to learn some of the losses. Okay. So what are the particular losses we are going to learn? The first one is what? Excess loss. The first type of loss is what? Excess loss. So what is the definition of this particular excess loss is indicating? The excess loss is defined as the ratio of input power to the total output power. Okay. So ratio of input power, that means what? How much power is being input power divided by total power at the output. So this particular excess loss is expressed in terms of decibels. So excess loss will be equal to 10 log of P naught divided by P1 plus P2. Okay, excess loss will be equal to what? 10 log P naught divided by P1 plus P2. So this is the value of excess loss. Okay. Please make a note of this one, all of you. Similarly, insertion loss. The next type of loss is what? Insertion loss. So here insertion loss refers to the loss of a particular port to port path. The insertion loss refers to the loss of a particular port to port path. The for path from input port I to output port J. Okay, input port I and to output port J. So insertion loss is given by the value 10 log P1 divided by P2. 10 log P1 divided by P2. Insertion loss refers to the loss for a particular port to port path. For path from input port I to output port J, we are going to consider the insertion loss is equal to 10 log P1 divided by P2. Log P1 divided by P2. Please take this one, all of you. Taken this one, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you take this one, so we'll go to the next thing, that is crosstalk. So crosstalk is a measure of degree of isolation between the input port and power scattered or reflected back to other input port. Okay, so now here in the input port, when I'm talking about, you can see this particular diagram. So where input power is P0 port. At the input side only, there is a crosstalk port, that is P3. So this particular ratio between the input power and crosstalk will give the crosstalk value. That is, crosstalk will be equal to 10 log P3 divided by P0. So how much crosstalk power is been obtained at the port 3 divided by how much power is been inserted at the input port, that is P0. That is called as what? Crosstalk, we say. Crosstalk is a measure of degree of isolation between the input port and output, input port and power scattered or reflected back to other input port. Please take this one, crosstalk, all of you. So take that in, crosstalk. Crosstalk is a measure of degree of isolation between input port and power scattered or reflected back to the other input port. So now we should be very, very less. Crosstalk should be very, very less. If the very less crosstalk means what? The functioning of the system is proper. If the crosstalk is more means the functioning of the system is not proper. That's all. Okay. Taken. Okay. So now we'll, after understanding these three performance parameters of optical coupler, that is the excess loss. Excess loss equal to what? 10 log P0 divided by P1 plus P2. Insertion loss, that is 10 log P1 by P2. And crosstalk 10 log P3 divided by P0. So after we understanding these particular three parameters, we'll go for the next thing, that is star coupler. Okay, we'll go for the next thing, that is star coupler. So now we are in this star coupler. So in the star coupler is mainly used for combining optical powers from n inputs and divide them equally at m output ports. Okay, the star coupler is mainly used for combining optical powers from n inputs and divide them equally at m output ports. So here the fiber fusion technique is popularly used for producing n cross n star coupler. Okay, so what is the particular technique they used? They are using the fiber fusion technique. Okay, fiber which is fused, fiber fusion technique, popularly they are using for producing n cross n star coupler. N cross n star coupler. So I repeat, the star coupler is mainly used for combining the optical powers from n inputs and divide them equally at m output ports. Combining as well as splitting. Okay, one way if you are telling that it's combining, other way if you come back, it is called as what? Splitting. Clear. So many multiple signals are getting combined to one. So if you reverse the operation, one signal is getting divided into many. Okay. So star coupler is mainly used for combining optical powers from n inputs and divide them equally at m output ports. The fiber fusion technique is popularly used for producing n cross n star coupler. Producing n cross n star coupler. The figure shows 4 cross 4 fused star coupler. 4 cross 4 fused star coupler. Okay. So you take this particular diagram, there is a 4 cross 4, 4 input, 4 output. So input side we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4. In the output side we have taken 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash. 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash and 4 dash. So this particular diagram is called as what? 4 cross 4 fused fiber star coupler. 4 cross 4 fused fiber star coupler. Okay. Take this diagram, all of you. So once you take this one, can I hope that all of you have taken? So those who have taken, please raise your hands. Let me see. Those who have taken the diagram, please raise your hands. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 15, 18, 18 people have taken 19 people. 20, 21. Okay. See, dear students, I would like to tell you one thing. First, you know that after your internals, we created one new group for each subject. Okay. So now internals papers and all, you people have uploaded for 8th A. Okay. So that is fine. So today, tomorrow, by today only. Okay. By today night only, I will upload the assignments. Okay. First assignment, second assignment. Once again here, the questions. So anyhow, you uploaded the contents to the previous group, no? Same content you upload here also. Okay, why? Because when at the last of the semester, so when we see that all things should be available here only, that is what the condition, that is what the motto. Is it clear to you? So I think, yeah, yesterday I think I posted one quiz, I think so. Just check it out. So if I posted the quiz, you please answer the quiz also. So even though you answer the first quiz, still some people have not answered here. So you take it. So in this particular group, okay. So you see that whatever the assignments quizzes are there. So try to complete all the things within the stipulated time. Is it clear to you? So please see to this issue. all of you. So once you take this particular diagram, so we'll go for the next one, that is understanding. So your optical power put into any port on one side of coupler is equally divided among the output ports. So here what is the condition we need to understand is, suppose we put the power, okay, to the port 1 in the input side. So it will go here and it will split equally to the all 4 ports, that is 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash and 4 dash ports. It will get divided equally. It will get divided equally. Is that clear to you? It will get divided equally. That is what the condition. Similarly, if you put the power at 2 second port, there also equally power distribution will happen between 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash and 4 dash. Similarly with respect to the 3 port and similarly with respect to the 4th port. So here ports on the same side of the coupler are isolated from each other. Okay. So whatever the ports which are there on the same side of the coupler, that is input ports, output ports, we separate. So if you take input ports, okay, all input ports, okay, are like isolated with each other. So they don't have any connection. Similarly, all output ports are isolated with each other. They don't have connection. That means what, at any particular point, at any particular site, all ports are isolated with each other. All ports are isolated with each other. That is the condition. Okay. So now here also some of the losses we are going to study, that is splitting loss. So the splitting loss will be given by the equation minus 10 log divided by 10 log of 1 divided by n, or 10 log n. So where n is the number of ports on either side. On the output side I can say, okay, so from the input side only one input will be sent. On the output side we are going to get the n number of output, that is power is equally divided. The power is equally splitted. So here the splitting loss is given by the equation 10 log n. 10 log n. So next thing is what excess loss. Excess loss is given by 10 log, okay. So power input, that is P in divided by summation I equal to 1 to n. Summation I equal to 1 to n. P out of I. P out of I. Okay, this is the excess loss equation 10 log where P in divided by summation of I equal to 1 to n, P out of I. So please make a note of this one, all of you. So once you have taken this one, we can go further. We can go further. So after this one, we will go for the next topic, that is called as what? Wavelength converter. Okay, wavelength converter. So your optical wavelength converter is a device that converts the signal wavelength into new wavelength without entering into the electrical domain. Very, very important. Optical wavelength converter is a device, fine. what it will do? It will convert the signal wavelength to a new wavelength. So by the meaning of wavelength converter, we can understand that it will convert the signal wavelength into the new wavelength. That is fine. What is the speciality in it? The speciality in it is it will, without entering into the electrical domain, the wavelength conversion is going to happen. That is one of the advantageous features, specialty feature. Optical wavelength converter is a device that converts the signal wavelength to the new wavelength without entering the electrical domain. Without entering to the electrical domain, it is going to happen. Okay, that is the meaning of wavelength converter. Please make a note of this one, all of you. See, finally, why I am a little bit telling is what it will do. What you people will do is, you people will think that it's a wavelength converter. It is a converter which converts the wavelength, one wavelength into another wavelength. That is fine. But your answer will be incomplete if you miss the sentence that without entering into the electrical domain. That is very, very important. So in optical network, this is necessary to keep all incoming and outgoing signals should have a unique wavelength. Okay. So why this particular concept of wavelength converter will comes into picture is very simple. Here what exactly happens is, when you're talking about the wavelength, okay, all incoming signals and outgoing signals should be having the different wavelengths. Okay. So what happens if the signals are having the same wavelength? If they have, then there will be a confusion, because in the multiplexing we have multiplexed many different wavelengths. Okay, if two wavelengths are of same thing, so multiplexing also will get a confusion. So demultiplexing will also lead to a confusion. Okay, in order to avoid that one particular confusions and all, so mismatch of signals and all, so we go for unique wavelength for each and every signals. When we go for unique wavelength for each and every signals, obviously in optical network, this is necessary to keep all incoming and outgoing signals should have a unique wavelength. In order to maintain the unique wavelength, if the signals are having same wavelength, we use the wavelength converter so that we can change any one of the wavelength. Okay, any one signal's wavelength we can able to convert. Okay. See, please take this particular thing. In optical network, this is necessary to keep all incoming and outgoing signals should have unique wavelength. Okay, the two types of wavelength converters mostly used are, okay, two types of wavelength converters are mostly used. They are, the first one is 8x8 star coupler. Okay. And 2x2 couplers. Okay. So 2x2 couplers we have seen, and we will be studying the 8x8 couplers. Just a minute. Okay, right. So two optical converters, that is the two types of wavelength converters are mostly used. That are, the first one is what? Optical gating wavelength converter, wave mixing wavelength converter. Okay, the two types. First thing is what? Optical gating wavelength converter and wave mixing wavelength converter. So in this particular two types also, so we will be using the 2x2 coupler and 8x8 coupler. Okay, so 8x8 coupler is a derived version of 2x2 coupler. Okay, so those are the types. So those are the other available types, but basically the two types of wavelength converters when you're talking about. Okay, so we can go for this particular thing. There is optical gating wavelength converter, and the second one is what? Wavelength, wave mixing wavelength converter. So please write this particular two things, all of you. Taken this one, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So at this particular point of time, I will stop the class. So tomorrow onwards, we will discuss about the 8x8 coupler. Thank you. You can all leave. By the time I just see that today evening and all.